The chemo ward at St. Augustine's had become my second home over 8 months. Same reclining chair by the window, same nurse, Maria, who always saved me the good blankets, same view of the parking lot where I'd watch families come and go while poison dripped into my veins. Last one, Kira, Maria announced that morning, hanging the final bag. After this, you ring that bell. I managed a weak smile. The bell, the famous cancer ward bell that patients ring after their last treatment. I'd watched dozens ring it, wondering if I'd ever get my turn. My surgery's next week, I reminded her. Dr. Patel wants to remove what's left of the tumors. Precautionary, Maria said firmly. Your scans are clean. This is just insurance. Insurance. Everything about cancer was insurance, including the actual insurance that barely covered my treatment, leaving me to drain my savings, sell my car, and work through chemo because the NYPD's disability pay wasn't enough. Your family coming to the bell ceremony? Maria asked. I shrugged. Doubt it. She knew better than to push. 8 months of treatment, and my brother Derek had visited once, to ask if he could have my flat screen when the time came. My parents managed 3 visits total, each shorter than the last, each ending with comments about my choices leading to this. Maybe you shouldn't have stressed yourself with that dangerous job, Mom had said during visit 2. Female detectives, all that violence, it probably triggered the cancer. Because obviously, solving homicides caused cell mutations. The chemo finished, and I did ring the bell. Maria and 2 other nurses cheered. I posted a photo on Facebook, bald head, huge grin, hand on the bell rope. Within minutes, my squad was commenting with hearts and congratulations. My family? Silence. Surgery came the following Tuesday. Dr. Patel was optimistic. The tumors had shrunk to almost nothing, but she wanted them gone. 6-hour procedure, she explained. You'll be unconscious, then in recovery for at least 2 days. Do you have someone to check on your apartment? I'll handle it, I lied. What was I going to say? That my brother lived 20 minutes away, but couldn't be bothered? That my parents had written me off the day I chose a badge over babies? I went under at 7 a.m., counting backward from 10, hoping I'd wake up cancer-free and that my plants would survive a few days without water. I woke up Thursday evening, groggy but alive. Dr. Patel's face swam into focus. Textbook perfect, she said. We got everything. With your clear scans and this surgery, I'm officially calling you cancer-free. Cancer-free. 2 words I dreamed about for 8 months. There's a detective here to see you, the nurse mentioned. Says it's urgent. My heart sank. I'd been gone 3 days. Had something happened to a case? I was supposed to be on medical leave, but... Kira? Detective Rachin entered, my partner of 5 years. His face was grim. How are you feeling? Like I got hit by a truck, but a cancer-free truck. What's wrong? He pulled up a chair. When's the last time you were home? Monday night. Why? Your neighbor, Mrs. Rodriguez, called the precinct yesterday. Said she saw people moving stuff out of your apartment. Thought you'd hired movers, but something felt off. My stomach clenched. What people? Your brother. Your parents. And some guy with a truck. Ray's jaw tightened. They cleaned you out, Kira. Everything. I stared at him. That's no. They wouldn't. He pulled out his phone, showing me photos. My apartment empty. Not just empty, stripped. Furniture, electronics, my grandmother's china, my father's police memorabilia from before he retired, even my clothes. Mrs. Rodriguez got worried when they were laughing about it. She recorded them through her door camera. He hit play. Derek's voice clear as day. We sold her junk. She's probably dead anyway. Stage for cancer? She won't need it. The buyer's uncomfortable response. You sure she's okay with this? My mother. She's in surgery. Probably won't even wake up. These medical bills aren't going to pay themselves. But if she does wake up. If she wakes up, Derek laughed. She'll thank us for handling her affairs. Hey, check out this laptop. Pretty new. I'll throw it in for an extra 100. My work laptop. With active case files. They sold my work laptop? That's grand theft and potentially tampering with evidence, Ray said. Kira, I'm so sorry, but... File the report, I said quietly. Are you sure? They're your family. Family doesn't rob you while you're fighting for your life. Friday morning, against medical advice, I checked myself out. Ray drove me home, or what was left of it. The apartment looked like a crime scene, which technically it was. CSU had already been through, dusting for prints, documenting everything. They'd even taken my bed. I'd been sleeping on a hospital gurney while my family stole the bed I'd bought with my first detective's bonus. We tracked down the buyer, Ray explained. Guy named Mitchell. Runs an estate sale business. He's cooperating fully. Said they told him you were terminal and had asked them to sell everything. How much did they get? $12,000 cash. $12,000 for a life's worth of belongings. My grandmother's ring alone was worth more than that. Where's Chief Jackson? I asked. Our precinct chief was old school, believed in taking care of his own. On his way. And Kira? He's pissed. I sat on the floor where my couch used to be, still in my hospital discharge clothes. The surgical incisions pulled with every movement. Cancer-free but homeless in my own home. My phone buzzed. Derek. Hey sis. Heard surgery went well. Mom says dinner Sunday. Like nothing happened. Like they hadn't just robbed me blind. Another text from Mom. Glad you're okay, sweetie. By the way, we put your bills on autopay from your account, so you don't have to worry. 2 hearts. They accessed my bank account too? Ray nodded grimly. Cleaned out your checking. Tried for savings, but it was locked. A knock on the door interrupted my spiral into rage. Mitchell, the buyer, stood there with 2 young men. Detective Morris? I'm so sorry. When I heard, we've brought everything back. Every single item. Refused to be part of this. For the next hour, they moved my life back in. My couch, my TV, my grandmother's china. Even my succulents, somehow still alive. The laptop? I asked. Right here. He handed it over. Your brother tried to wipe it, but my son's in IT. He stopped him. Thank you. I managed, tears threatening. My wife's a survivor, Mitchell said quietly. 2 years clean. Anyone who robs a cancer patient. That special kind of evil. Your money's in here too. He handed me an envelope. Every penny. They left, and I sat surrounded by my returned possessions, trying to process the violation. My family had waited until I was unconscious, helpless, potentially dying, to rob me. My door flew open. Derek stormed in. What the fuck, Kira? You called the cops on us? You robbed me. We were helping. Do you know how much those treatments cost? My treatments. My bills. My problem. You're so selfish. Mom's crying. Dad's talking about disowning you. Disown me? I laughed, actually laughed. You already buried me. Sold my stuff while I was still breathing. We're family. Door slammed open. Nobody move. Chief Jackson filled the doorframe, 6'4" of Irish-American authority. Behind him, for uniformed officers. Chief Jackson, hear about the theft report. Derek went pale. This is a family matter. No, son. This is a felony. The chief's eyes found mine, softening slightly. He looked at me. Detective Morris, you're looking good for someone who just beat cancer. Thank you, Chief. Clean scans as of Thursday. Outstanding. Now about this theft report. $12,000 in property, unauthorized bank access, and attempted destruction of police evidence on that laptop. Brother ran. He made it 3 feet before Officer Martinez clotheslined him into the wall. He didn't get far. Derek Morris, Martinez said, cuffing him, you're under arrest for grand theft, identity theft, and tampering with evidence. She's my sister. Derek screamed. Which makes it worse, Chief Jackson said. Not better. As they dragged Derek out, my parents arrived. Mom took one look at the scene and started her performance. Kira, how could you? He's your brother. He robbed me. While I was in surgery. Fighting cancer. We were trying to help with bills. By stealing my grandmother's ring? By selling my bed while I was unconscious. Dad stepped forward. You're overreacting. Drop the charges. No. I said drop them. His commander voice, the one that used to make rookie cops quake. Retired Lieutenant Morris, Chief Jackson intervened. Your daughter is one of my best detectives. She's solved 37 homicides, has commendations from 3 mayors, and just beat stage for cancer. And instead of celebrating her survival, you robbed her. We didn't. We have video. We have bank records. We have witnesses. The chief towered over my father. I've lost officers to cancer. Good cops who fought hard and lost. Your daughter won, and you couldn't even wait for her to flatline before picking her bones. Mom started crying. Real tears this time. Furthermore, the chief continued, accessing her work laptop? That's federal. Those case files are protected. Your son's looking at state and federal charges. Kira, please, Mom begged. I stood slowly, incisions screaming. 8 months. 8 months of chemo. Of radiation. of throwing up until I couldn't breathe, of working through treatment because I couldn't afford not to. Where were you? Silence. You visited 3 times. Derek came once. And when I rang the bell, the cancer bell, do you know who was there? My nurse. That's it. We didn't think you'd make it, Dad said quietly. So you decided to rob me? The house needs repairs. Derek's behind on child support. You had all this stuff just sitting here. While I was dying. But you didn't die. Mom wailed. You're fine now. Fine. I lifted my shirt, showing the fresh surgical scars. They removed 3 organs. I'll be on medication forever. I can't have children. But sure, I'm fine. Chief Jackson stepped between us. Mr. and Mrs. Morris, you should know the DA's office is very interested in this case. Elder abuse laws cover family theft, and judges don't look kindly on people who rob cancer patients. We're not elderly, Dad protested. But she's disabled. Temporarily, thank God. But that laptop alone is a federal crime. They left, Mom still crying, Dad muttering about ungrateful children. I sank onto my returned couch, exhausted. You okay? Chief asked, sitting beside me. My family tried to bury me before I was dead. But you're not dead. You're cancer-free, your stuff is returned, and Derek's about to learn about consequences. He patted my shoulder. Take the week. Heal. When you're ready, your desk is waiting. Chief, thank you. Family isn't always blood, Morris. Your squad's been calling all day. They want to throw you a proper bell ceremony. With people who actually give a damn. After he left, I sat in my apartment, surrounded by things my family thought I'd never need again. My phone buzzed with messages from my real family. The cops who'd covered my shifts, who'd driven me to chemo, who'd never once acted like my cancer was an inconvenience. Derek was arraigned Monday. Theft over $10,000, identity theft, and tampering with evidence. The federal prosecutor added computer fraud charges for the laptop. He pled not guilty, of course. Mom called one last time. This will destroy the family. No, Mom. You destroyed it. When you decided I was worth more dead than alive. I hung up and blocked the number. 2 weeks later, I returned to work. My desk was covered in welcome back cards, flowers, and importantly, a new nameplate. Detective K. Morris, cancer survivor and general badass. Ray grinned. Chief's orders on the nameplate. How's the case? Derek took a plea. 2 years, minimum security. Your parents are paying restitution to avoid charges. Good. There's more. Mitchell, the buyer? He and his wife started a fund. 4 cops with cancer. Named it after you. I stared at the paperwork. The Kira Morris Survival Fund. For officers fighting cancer who needed help with bills. The department's matching donations, Ray added. Chief's already put in $5,000. I couldn't speak past the lump in my throat. Real family doesn't rob you when you're down, Ray said quietly. Real family helps you fight. That night, I went home to my fully furnished apartment. Everything exactly where it belonged. Including me, alive, cancer-free, and surrounded by the family I'd chosen. The ones who'd waited for me to ring the bell, not raid my home. The ones who saw my cancer as a battle to support, not an opportunity to exploit. The ones who knew that Detective Morris wasn't done yet.